Well, surprise, surprise, there's quite a few people inside the ALP who are now totally peeved with New South Wales Premier Kristina Keneally after she told a community forum in Campbelltown earlier this week, which was telecast on Sky News, that she had shown 23 odd sitting ALP members the door. So let's get it right. Joe Tripodi was given the big A by Kristina Keneally, as was Paul Gibson, Tanya Gadgel, Tony Stewart, Phil Koperberg, and a host of others. You know, the same ALP members that were putting out press statements some months ago saying that they'd decided to stand aside in the interests of the party and to allow for regeneration in the party. That now turns out to be incorrect. They were given the flick by the Premier. Now, they both can't be right. Like all of it, it's just typical of the BS that the ALP in New South Wales continually feeds the mug punters in the electorate. Keneally put a foot in it the other day, and within 48 hours it backfired on her big time. And all she could waffle on about today, in her own defence, was that she got the regeneration she wanted. Has the Premier forgotten Eddie Obeid is still in the upper house, telling all and sundry that he's staying on so as he can have a role in hand-picking the shadow cabinet? Gee, that's real regeneration. The general public would probably call it degenerative, but the ALP machine can continue to delude itself if it thinks it's pulling the wool over the electorate's eyes. The members who have decided not to recontest their seats now look total fools, simply because all their waffle and the Premier's both can't be right. 23 are either lying or the Premier is. The Premier's harebrained statement has made them look right deals, and they will be firing emails in all directions now, as we've already seen in the media since she put her foot in it the other day. It is of no real consequence, really, whether these members were pushed, jumped ship, or whatever. What is of real concern to the public is just how many lies can the New South Wales, or the ALP for that matter, fit into one calendar year. It's frightful. Is there one person in the ALP currently that can keep their word? Because if there is, they're well and truly hidden from the public's view. Their internal gang behaviour is the low-rent stuff that the public has come to expect from the blindly ambitious and over-opinionated types that inhabit political parties. And the ALP is basically solely made up of these type of people in New South Wales in particular. The public in general doesn't really give a tinker's cuss, but they are totally obdurate at the continual hoodwinking, and currently the ALP is just out there in the cosmos when it comes to lying. Not one thing any current ALP leader says at the moment has a shelf life longer than a bottle of milk, either federally or in New South Wales. Hopefully the electorate remembers that next Saturday, and I can only hope that every member of the public thinks of the stark dishonesty of the New South Wales ALP on voting day. Because if they do, the ALP will not need a whiteboard to keep count of the seats it's retained. It's going to be interesting to wait for the lies post-election. That will be something to behold as the remaining deals start running around navel-gazing, start writing reports, blaming everyone bar themselves, and wondering just how the electorate can get it so wrong. That should be a hoot. Maybe then the Premier will be shown the door, and maybe someone out of the dozen or so remaining ALP members after the election who takes up the leadership can actually learn to tell the truth. And we may have a very different ALP in New South Wales. It doesn't have to remain a basket case. The membership's allowed it to become a basket case. It's up to them and the dozen or so remaining members after the state election to change it.